This is Rebecca Lowe, or Rebecca Lua if you listen to Suboptimal Radio, and you are listening to Men in Blazers on the NBC Sports Network.
It's unbelievable!
We balds have so few modern heroes. Jason Statham for some, Bruce Willis for others, Sinead O'Connor for all. But the first time I saw Arjen Robben play for Chelsea, I was mesmerised. This was a player who could eviscerate entire teams single-handedly, combining the speed of John Wall, the footwork of Kevin Bacon, and the speedy thought of John Oliver. This was a bloke with more cocky self-assurance in his little finger than I've had in my entire body my whole lifespan. As he moved first to Real Madrid and then on to mighty Bayern Munich, I watched with wonder. In great times, winning the Champions League with Bayern in 2013, and tough, he always hungered for the ball, crying out for it on the wing, waiting to be closed down by 2 or 3 defenders, and then charging at the gut of the opposition like a mongoose in cleats, against all odds, yet always fancying his chances. Ahead of Bayern's key Champions League clash with Porto on Tuesday, it was an honour to have Arjen jump onto the pod by phone from his home in Munich to talk about his early days daring to dribble, the secret of his success at Bayern, and his thoughts on the future, which may or may not include the United States of America. To the pod. Our guest today is one of the world's most decorated footballers. He's hoisted the Champions League, won titles in the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga and Eredivisie. His penchant for cutting inside and leaving defenders mesmerised has long made him a Men in Blazers favourite. We welcome to the pod, from Bayern Munich and the Netherlands national football team, Mr. Arjen Robben.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Arjen. You were born in Bedum. Let's go back to the beginning. Northern Netherlands, close to the German border. Before you, it was famous for a leaning church tower that's like the Dutch Tower of Pisa. Who taught you how to dribble? Who taught you how to dribble in Bedum, or are you just a natural?
I don't know. I think nobody really taught me. I think it's, I don't know, something you have. It's like a gift. It's like a talent you have and you get. And it's by practicing, by playing a lot, and just enjoying my time with my friends when I was young. And I was always on the street on little pitches.
At what age did Arjen Robben realise you were kind of a world-class player in the making?
Well, I think when you're young, you don't really realize that. But of course, maybe if you're young, maybe you see the difference with your fellow teammates, with your friends at school. But I think at that young age, you don't really realize it, and you don't think about it in such a way. I was always very quiet about it, and I was not. I think it's just the way I grew up. I think as well with my parents, just down to earth, and then after it all came.
Oh, you're amazing to watch. You're a very modest man. Watching you run at opponents, trick them, turn them inside out. Can you describe, Arjen, what goes through your mind when you receive the ball on the wing, the defenders come towards you, they're trying to close you down, and then you just go for it?
Yeah, well, I think it's just I think I play a lot on intuition, and that's how I always played. I think when I was young, always wanting to attack the defenders and just trying to create something, just scoring goals or giving your teammate the final assist. That was always my goal in a game, just to try and do that. And when you grow up, you have to develop certain things, and you have to start thinking a little bit different. But it always has been actually the same. It's a lot on intuition, on feeling in the game, and sometimes I start dribbling, and I don't know where it ends. But that's what I say. You just react on the defenders as well, what they're doing and how they move.
The amazing thing about you, Arjen, is that when you get the ball, everybody knows what you're going to do with it. Defenders, your teammates, the fans in the stadium, everyone's screaming, he's going to cut inside and shoot. We all know, but no one can stop you. It's like you hypnotise them with that flapping arm of yours. How do you explain it? Is it hypnotism?
No, I don't know. It's just, I think you always, it's a lot on the timing. What I say when I run a defender, it's like you have to do it at the right moment. And but on the other hand, I think it's also good, and I think of course I have this special move if you go inside, but I think there's also a lot of variation in the game, and I try to develop that as well. Like try to improve. Like not always, you cannot always go inside, but you have to choose the moment. And so it's also good to attack over on the outside and then just cross with the weaker leg, but it can also be dangerous. And but also play in a combination with your teammates, and like this variation you have to and then try in the right moment to do. The one inside, and then try to go for goal.
And a lot of it's speed, a lot of it's skill. But talking to the staff at Bayern, they all talk about the specialised training that you do to ensure you'll always be quicker, stronger than your opponents. I know you do extra gym work, that you have an osteopath. Can you talk about how Arjen Robben prepares to be better than those around him?
Well, I think as a player, when you grow up, when you get older, I think you know exactly what you need. And in my case, when I was a bit younger, like 20, 23, 24, 25, I was struggling with my body, and I had a lot of injuries. And over the last few years, I have the control again. I have control over my own body, also by experience, by also bad experiences, but. Because I was working, what you said before, I started working with an osteopath, and I always also for my game, I think I always give 100%, and in training I do extra training for myself, and I know when I'm fit, when I'm strong, I know what I'm capable of, and then I think that started as a kid. You always want to achieve the highest, and you know what you have to do for it. And that's what I always try and do, and work very hard.
How do you prepare for a game? How much game film do you watch? How much research do you do of the opposing defenders?
No, not a lot of research, because also I think most of them and not to be arrogant, but you know that when you're strong, when you're feeling well, when you're in very good shape, in good form, then you can beat them, you can attack them, you can. So I think I'm always more like trying to be at my top level every game again, and then have this confidence that you're able to do something in the game, and attack the defenders and try to create danger.
I'm interested in confidence. I'm interested in arrogance. I mean, you had a tough 2012. I don't like to bring it up in your presence, but Dortmund won the league. Chelsea beat Bayern on penalties in the Champions League. The Netherlands had a poor Euros, but you bounced back. I read a great interview with you in the Dutch magazine Football. You said, I became more egotistical again, and that was key to you rebounding. Can you explain to us, what does that mean to become more egotistical again?
Well, I think, you have experienced this disappointment, and I can still remember this year, of course. I mean, what happened there was maybe the biggest disappointment in my career. Losing everything, becoming second 3 times. We lost the cup final, the Champions League final, we lost the league, and then we had a very, very bad European Championships. And I can remember, having holidays, and I couldn't wait for the day to start training again. And you just had this hunger inside that you wanted to prove, and you wanted to prove everybody wrong, but you wanted to, just from the first second in training, you just wanted to attack and come back as strong as you can, and that it in the end that it was the way it was, like winning all titles in 1 year, just the year straight after, that was something really amazing, of course.
You're a very modest man. It was more than amazing. It was magnificent. Your 2014 World Cup, 4 Man of the Match awards. Watching you, it was like watching a great basketball player in the NBA when they've got a hot hand and the team just needs to feed them the ball and they're confident that you'll score every time. How did it feel to be you in that tournament when it felt like whenever you got the ball, something amazing was going to happen? How did it feel, Arjen?
No, well, I just had a great feeling, and I just felt, well, I came out of a very good season with Bayern, and physically I was feeling very, very strong, and yeah, that's all. I always tried to give everything also for Holland. It was also a little bit different compared to the other tournaments because I was also vice captain of the team, so you have this little bit more like responsibility as well, and I don't know. It's great to hear from you all these compliments, but I'm not a guy that likes to talk about himself. I just want to show it on the pitch, and yeah, if people like it, and you get these nice compliments, especially after the World Cup. I had a lot of very, very nice reactions from all kind of people, also in football, and yeah, that's something really, really nice. But I know that in football, keep working hard and always being prepared for the next game, for the next season, and yeah, that's I think always the most important. You just don't sit back and relax, but keep working, and then in the end you get the reward.
Can you talk about the tension as a dribbler, a creative player, a risk taker, Arjen? Football is now, it's a safe kind of collective endeavour where possession is what most managers care about. Do you ever feel like an individual in a collective game?
Well, I think you need this kind of players. I think in the end, in football it's all about the collective, it's about the team, but I think you need this individual players who can just create something and decide games by being able to get past one or two players and then create space for either for yourself or for your fellow teammate. And I think on the other hand, I think you also need to be disciplined and disciplinary, and you need to also, when you don't have the ball, you have a certain freedom if you have the ball, but if you lose the ball, you also need to do your defensive work, and I think it's just this mix you have to find.
You've worked under some remarkable coaches: Guus Hiddink, Jose Mourinho, Henkers, Louis van Gaal, Pep Guardiola. At what stage in your career, you're 31 now, what stage in your career did you learn the most, and off whom? Yeah,
I think you can't say the most. I think, if you name all these big, great coaches, for me also has been a privilege to be able to work with all of them. But I think in just certain stages of your career, you need something different. And I always try to learn from all the managers. And what I said, a few coaches have been very, very important for me because I made, especially, for example, Van Gaal, under him, when I started working with him, I made this last final but very big step especially in Europe, and to be able to we reached the Champions League final the first time with him. But I think it's like all coaches have meant something to me, and also in my career, and I always try to pick out those things that I thought that I could use, and I think that's always important. Also self-reflection, being able to know what you need as a player to develop yourself to become one of the best.
Van Gaal and Mourinho, they clash with United and Chelsea this weekend. They're both incredible football minds. They're both dedicated to precision. They're both very charismatic. What's their biggest difference?
I think you have one of the two of the best managers in the world. They certainly belong both in the top 10 for sure. They're tactically they're very, very strong. They know already before a game how the game will be played, what the opponent will do, and they can give you already before the game starts. They know already what's going to happen, and they know how to prepare a team. Mourinho, I think, in the mental aspect is very, very strong. He really makes out of his teams, he makes them like a winning machine. And Van Gaal, I think, is one of the best coaches in the world in terms of ball possession. Wanting to always dominate the game.
Under Pep Guardiola, Bayern are so dominant right now in the Bundesliga. They're so rarely challenged. Do you feel that makes things harder for you as a team in the later rounds of the Champions League?
No, I don't think so. I think as a team, when we started working with Guardiola, I think we, as a team as well, we developed ourselves and we made another step. We were, of course, very successful. We won the triple with Jupp Heynckes, and after that, it's always difficult for a manager as well if you come to a team who has won everything to start new again. But he gave us some new impulses and some new things to really think about. He challenged us, and I think that was very important to the team.
Porto are travelling to Bayern this week. You're 3-1 down after the first leg. In that kind of position, what do you tell yourselves? How do you prepare differently for this second leg?
Yeah, well, you know that you're playing at home. You know that in the past you won games like this, and we are able to beat a team 2-0 at home, but you know that's going to be difficult. We know that we are in a difficult situation, but I think we just, with all the confidence we have, with the support of our fans, you have to go from the first minute on. You have to go on the pitch and know that you're capable of doing it, and you have to put pressure on them from the first minute. And if you score an early goal, then of course they also they get afraid a little bit, and then you have to keep going.
You've had a spell on the sidelines. You're targeting Bayern's cup match against Dortmund at the end of April for your return. You've had an amazing season. You've scored 19 goals. You've had 8 assists. Can you describe how frustrating it is to be a team leader and a game coming up so crucial like the Porto second leg and not be able to play?
I think it's the most frustrating thing that can happen to a player. Especially in this phase of the season. This is now where you can win or lose prizes, and the big matches are always in the end. And now to not to be able to play is very, very difficult. For me, it's the hardest thing, just to be in the stands and watching your own team and not being able to help them, I think it doesn't get even harder. That's the worst thing.
A couple more and then I'm going to let you go. You've been amazing. Arjen, you've played in the Netherlands, you've played in England, Spain, Germany. I've got to talk to you about America. Lampard, Stevie Gerrard, David Villa. Are you finding more players now talking about MLS, talking about America as an option with their teammates and agents?
I think that's a good thing, and I think as well. I think the MLS football or soccer, as they call it in America, I think you can see a very good development, and I think it's getting better and better and more interesting as well for players also in Europe to move to America, and well, I think I can see myself as well play in America one day. So maybe maybe that happens.
So there are chances that we one day may be gifted of seeing in MLS you pull on a New York, an LA, a Columbus jersey.
Well, well, you never know what the future brings. But what I said, I can see that happen. Yeah, because I've been to America a few times, and we've also in pre-season we went there for training as well to prepare for the new season. And I think in America, I think you have the great facilities. I think you have you have everything. For a soccer team, for a football team to grow and I think I can see soccer becoming even a bigger sport in America over the next few years.
Your arrival would be a key part in that happening. For now, we want to wish you and we want to wish the Bayern team. We want to wish you Godspeed for Tuesday and for the rest of the season. It is great to speak to you. We'd welcome you on our shores anytime, Arjen Robben. Hartelijk luck bedankt.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Arjen. Oh, what a magical bloke. On the field, he may be quick of feet and mind, a blur of speed, cranium and muscle. Off it, he's a modest and unassuming gent like Clark Kent or Hong Kong Fooey before him. I can't wait for Tuesday's Champions League game against Porto at a packed-to-the-gills Alliance Arena. Can Bayern do it if, as Robben says, Bayern grab a first goal? The action that follows will be all cliffhanger. Tune in, 2:45 Eastern Time, Fox Sports 2. And to grab your narrative fill of Bayern Munich, follow @FC Bayern.